With Red vs. Blue finishing a while back, I decided to do a rewatch of the series for the third time. I watched seasons 1 through 10, I actually finished the Chorus trilogy for the first time, which was really cool. I'm not watching the other one. Season 17 was fun though. One thing I obviously remembered were the fight scenes. I actually did the first watch of Red vs. Blue a few years back, and I was never spoiled for anything, so getting to see things like this was a genuine surprise. And going into season 9 and 10, I was hit with some of the coolest fight scenes ever designed by man. Or a man. I want an excuse to talk about Monty Ohm's fight scenes, so let's talk about my favorite fight scene that he worked on in Red vs. Blue. Sorry, the other seasons didn't hit as hard. Now, there are so many choices for picking the best fight, and this is obviously my opinion, so if you have yours, you can go say it down in the comments, but it came down to two fights for me. The highway scene during the heist, and the winter mountain battle with Tex, Wash, and the meta. These two scenes had me in literal awe, and had me replaying it immediately just to watch it again. While I'm going to be focused on only one of these scenes, I am going to be talking about both because they're just so good. It's the highway scene. I'm going to be talking about the highway scene for this video. Some brief context for those who haven't watched or need a refresher. If you haven't watched Red vs. Blue, go do it. It's worth it. It'll only take like, I don't know, 2 days. This show was so bingeable.
Alright, how's that? Nope, still can't see. Open your eyes. Oh my god, the graphics are incredible!
But the prelude to this highway scene is that a group of freelancer agents, who are a group of experimental soldiers, are tasked with retrieving 2 packages from a highly fortified area. Split into 2 teams, they manage to retrieve one of the packages and get it to somewhere safe. But when transporting the last package, they're intercepted by soldiers, thus beginning the scene. Now, the first thing I love about this scene is the set piece. Time to praise Monty Ohm, he knows how to use the environment. It's the reason why I love the snow scene because of how much the environment is used. Just the location being a highway makes it already energy packed. There is constant movement, and if you want a high action packed scene, do it in a fast moving area. That's such an easy way to make it that intense. Another thing that complements the set piece is the camera. There are very few cuts during the scene, and the camera is constantly moving. I love how despite how much the camera moves, it's never like epileptic or anything of the sorts. Like thank god Monty didn't add motion blur because it would be an absolute mess. During the fight, there is this long one take with no cuts. There's only one cut you can really see, but besides that, it's just this one long action take, and it's so beautiful. One thing about Monty's fight scenes that I love is how much character you can see within the participants, both for their actions and words. The participants in this scene are Carolina, Maine, York, and later Tex, who I'll get into. York is the most talkative / comic relief of the scene, commenting on the absurd things happening, but also providing good callouts for his teammates.
Would you quit throwing shit? On the right!
Maine is aggressive and often attacks without thinking, even not really listening to York's callouts.
Watch it, watch it!
Carolina is the leader and an aggressive one at that, although it's for different reasons compared to Maine. She is often at the forefront of the fight and shoots out orders and callouts quickly to her teammates.
Maine protects the briefcase.
Regarding her aggressive nature though, I've been neglecting one piece of context. The freelancers are ranked depending on their performance, and while it isn't implied that they die if they reach the bottom, many of them have a pride to hold, including Carolina. During season 9, a new freelancer arrives known as Tex, and she instantly starts rising up the ranks. And right before the highway scene, she's secretly already on her way to steal the package as well. So when Carolina sees her, she immediately goes on the offensive. And in a really nice scene in my eyes, she tells York to bail out of the car, with York happily doing so.
Bail out.
Bailing!
It's a really small thing, but within the fight, Carolina shows care for her teammates. Maine when he gets shot and shot again, and also for York by kicking him off. She may be competitive and selfish in a lot of ways, but she does care for them. If she's gonna do something reckless or aggressive, it's best she doesn't get anyone else involved. Also, remember this cut I told you about? The one that was the only visible one? It serves as a character detail as well, because Carolina and Maine switch the package because Carolina tells Maine to carry the package earlier in the scene. These things are a sort of blink and you'll miss it moment, but show a lot of depth with the characters. Speaking of this scene though, I love how the action does not stop. A thing in season 8 that sometimes made me sad was how often they cut the action to show people talking. Like it makes sense, but sometimes it broke the flow. I understand it was probably for budget reasons, but it's why this scene is my favorite. There's not much dialogue here, and there's only one scene where the action stops, and it's brief and it's funny since it's coming from York.
Man, I got to quit jumping off stuff today.
But also to prove my point further, here are some of my favorite shots.
On your left, on your left!
One thing you may have noticed with these shots is that music. If I wasn't sick, I'd probably sing in a much more cheerful way. Now, unfortunately, I would be copyrighted the hell if I just showed the entire fight. I have it in the description, thankfully, the timestamp. If you want to go check it out, you should. None of the clips I show will do it any justice. I'm gonna shoot out a hot take here, though. I think I do not like the rap vocals in some of the songs. Oftentimes, it comes out as a bit of secondhand embarrassment. And if you like the song, good for you. But I feel a lot of times it can sometimes feel very out of place. And that's why this scene is good, because there are no vocals in the song, just some Sephiroth singing at the end. Music theory, music placement, these are things I have absolutely no idea on how they work. But I will say, the music matches the action. Obviously, when things are in suspense, the music will be in suspense as well. The music is just so adrenaline-filled, while also showing a sense of desperation. This feeling is pushed even further as when we continue towards the end of the scene, where Carolina tells York to bail, the music shifts to Carolina's theme. Now, Carolina's theme has been slowly playing throughout the season in different ways. The first time we hear it, it's melancholy, mysterious, something to be in awe about as Carolina uses her stealth to easily take down everyone.
You will be taken into custody. We can either do this the easy way.
Here though, when her theme plays, it's faster, more intense, and given the context, it's her adrenaline at max. She is racing text for this package, and if she fails, she will not be at the top of the leaderboard, and she is desperate for that.
Fall back, Agent Carolina. I've got this. You fall back.
She's pushing herself to her absolute limit, breaking through glass, dodging cars, and jumping in the air. Ultimately, it concludes with Carolina messing up, ending her theme and revealing her face for the first time. With Tex grabbing the package, we hear a glimpse of her theme, which then transitions to Carolina's theme in a much more softer tone.
The package is secure. Heading home. Better luck next time, Carolina.
The battle is done, and she's left there to just sort of deal with it. It's a very nice end to this entire sequence, and it's the reason why it's my favorite fight scene in Red vs. Blue. Even with my words, I'm not able to give this scene justice. There's so many little details I love, like how Tex pulls out her gun. It's so clean. Okay, I still have a bit of time to talk about Montione. I love his snow fight in Season 8. Like I said way earlier, it left me actually in awe on how beautiful it is. It's so much fun. Having glaciers fall and using it both offensively and also a way of movement is so cool.
Better take it.
It's so interesting how his animation isn't that dated, it's almost timeless. Like obviously the animation isn't the smoothest and the compositing can sometimes be but it's the fundamentals that carry it. At its bare minimum, it's still amazing and I'm always shocked by that. The way Monty animates is so interesting and there's probably a video essay I could watch to know the exact words, but it's good. It's super good. And there's always a lingering thought on how his animation would improve if he was given the chance to work on more stuff. Alas, that isn't the case, and that's something we have to deal with. This rewatch of Red vs. Blue really has made me appreciate it a lot more. It's so fun watching the series evolve, and if I ever get a chance to do like an April Fool's video where I just get to talk about like 5 hours, I would totally do it. There's a joy in talking about things you love. If you haven't noticed, I've been talking about things I love pretty recently, and I hope I can continue doing so. Also, I'm sorry for not including any Season 12, 13, or any of the fight scenes, maybe in the future? I don't know, okay, bye. Go watch Red vs. Blue, the ending is okay.